how to do this now, but I need to know how to do admin stuff.
Yeah. As far, I was talking about admin stuff as far as like creating your own like templates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually I work with Kate, but we were talking, there has to be a way that we can, like, we upload the templates and we're able to share them with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my biggest questions.
But there's some teams that, I mean, they have their own documents that if you want to create a template, but you would have to create, I think you would have to create a template for each person. But right, but it's, how many people are on your team?
Kate, how many people are on our team?
I think we have about 14 now. I think one of the things that I've been trying to figure out, because I'm okay with being able or having to upload templates for each individual agent and customizing them with their names and their license numbers and all that stuff. Like that's okay. But I'm having trouble, and I didn't mean to or jump in and hijack anything, but
no. I'm that's what we were just inquiring to see, like,
oh, okay, gotcha.
What questions y'all have, or
yeah, so like I'm curious to see the capabilities of being able to add permanent text to a template through .loop. So if I wanted to pull up a purchase contract or something, and I wanted to personalize it to an agent and have have it say Mandy Rich, have her email in there, have all of that stuff. Is there a way that I can customize it within Docusign so that it always is going to be on that template, just the text?
Right.
And I've played around with it quite significantly, and I feel like it makes sense. It has to have that capability, and I just can't seem to locate where it is.
I don't know if this would help or not. On one of the most recent videos that I seen that I did not realize that it would do is for each person to see it, you can copy like buyer 1 and buyer 2, and then you put the text or the over top of each other.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's interesting, because what I was seeing or experiencing was that I could share text with buyer 1, but only buyer 1 could see it. But I guess that makes sense.
Right. You would create the same one, you do a copy and a paste, and then change the second one to buyer 2 and just put it right over top of it so that they both see it. But I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't think about that option until just earlier this week.
Yeah, I guess what we're trying, one of the assets that we bring to our team through .loop is being able to have those documents customized for them. And it takes them 3 minutes to write an offer because all of that information is already in there and ready to go. So, and it cuts down on the compliance portion afterwards, because I'm not having to go back and fix stuff that they've had to manually type in themselves. So that was just something we were looking for with Docusign.
Fine. Let me go to an email real quick. And I'm going to find a video where I watched that, which is an amazing, and this may help you.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily one video they sent that I watched was for admins to do our, when I say not you, I mean admin, but for the MCA to take care of. Here, I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen just so that you can see. I need to go back to just so that you all can see what I'm doing. It's not in the inbox. Actually, it may be right up here. Here you go.
Yeah.
Or is it this one? This is the one I think that, this is the one I want you to watch. So let me copy and I'll put it in the chat. I don't think I can, I don't see the chat when I'm sharing my screen. So let me, I don't think, yes, I can. this one, it talks about, and it's phenomenal, where it talks about, I think I told you about Wednesday, how you can do like radial buttons to, how like if it's a yes function, like on a form, like you can choose yes or no. And once you choose yes or no, like if the next question is if yes, explain, that if you choose yes, it will automatically show you how to do the conditional. So that, and I'm going to try to, maybe this weekend or whatever, I'm going to try to maybe tweak some of your all's templates as the market center to do these kind of functions. But it explains also of, and maybe this will help explain to you, doing the, you just put one over top of the other, whether you want to write a note or send a note with them or whatever.
So when we do that, just for a better understanding for myself, when we end up, if I were to layer them, like let's say on the agency disclosure, I wanted to have it in the template that that it says Mandy Rich with the Reynolds and Marsh team, and then add Keller Williams Consultants Realty, like in the agency disclosure. If I wanted that written on every single agency for that to be part of the template, I could add that as a text, layer it so that it's twice, and then I share that with buyer 1 and buyer 2. When they sign it and it comes back to me, is that text still going to be there? Yes. I mean, because I want it to be a part of the document, not just a note that they see, but an actual part of the document.
No, because you would add a text field,
right,
that will have for both buyer 1, buyer 2 to see it.
Okay.
And for it to be there when they sign it.
Okay, and then once I get that fully executed copy back to me, that text is going to be there as well?
Yes.
For me to see. And then, okay, so then when I send it on and I send that to somebody else to sign.
Right. Like, it's just a matter of when you select that field, you do Control-C and then click Control-V and another one pops up just like it.
Right.
Then you go over to the right and select buyer 2, so it will change color. Then you just move it on top of the other.
Okay, and then I can make that itself a template, that part of the template, that every time I have a buyer 1 or a buyer 2, they're going to get that text message or that little text. And then when I send that on, like in the situation of the agency, when I forward that on to the listing agent or something, that would still remain. Those texts would still remain in the buyer signature.
Yes, if you want the same text in there every single time, like just example, Keller Williams Consultants Realty, there every time. So you don't have to type it in every time. Yeah, you would do that each time. But if it's something that you want to add, but you want to have it both in there, like for like something new, like keep the blinds, or so, just as an example, specify to that transaction, that I would create that template to have just one, because in case you only have just buyer 1, you know, and type it in, then you do a copy, paste, change color, and put on top of it.
Okay. If you hear anything else, any other workarounds when it comes to templates, I think that's where it's not a struggle. It's just where it's almost like there has to be something, you know, and that's where I keep getting caught up. It's like, it makes everybody's doing this. There has to be something that I'm missing. So I would love anything like that. That'd be awesome.
This is this is a phenomenal video to watch that. And this may help you too, Amanda. And my plans, and I talked to Troy, I said, what I may try to do is my 1 o'clocks on Wednesday may be more for beginners, and then more advanced stuff on Fridays, like this on Fridays.
Excellent. Very cool.
I don't have, let's see, my my Docusign does not have your all's documents, and so I have asked permission. I get permission from I'm using Lisa's. Okay, she said I can log into hers. If y'all need for me to, we can try to like play around with it just to see. Or do you want to just work on it?
Really, it's up to you. I think if it's beneficial to other teams, I'd be happy to do like it on a recording. That way it could help other people.
Right.
What we were trying to, at least where my brain was when we first started kind of playing with Docusign, was taking the incredible documents that Keller Williams Consultants has offered us and pre-populated and
Right.
gotten ready for us. But we wanted to take those, make a copy of them, basically duplicate that document with the fields that are already there, add it to our agents, like a new folder for them, create a pre-offer folder and an offer folder. That way they could go in there and and then we customize them to their, them specifically. So it would have their license numbers and it would have, our team name where it needed to be, and it would be ready to go. But I just, while I found how to copy them and move them into a new folder for them to use, I wanted to know, do I have to do that for every agent? And if I do, that's fine. I just wanted to know, I guess. But then
are you an admin also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And then B, is there a way that I can just add like .loop offers, where I can, if I wanted to, write anything on the document, I could create a text field and then it now becomes part of that PDF.
Right.
And so that's what I was looking for, the capabilities for Docusign. So I think maybe if duplicating the field and sharing it with everybody is the way to go, then I think that's just what we'll have to make sure that we plug into our templates.
Right. Are you lost, Jack?
No, I've already had conversations with my admin about this because I had all my documents and Loop set up with all those fields filled in, so I never had to do it every single time. She's been frustrated with how to do that. I'm gonna have to.
Let me see. Let me go into her Docusign. I want to also apologize to you all in advance. My air condition is out and the guy is coming at 2. So if you start hearing dogs bark, it's either my roommate coming in or the guy is ringing my doorbell and he's early. He wanted to come at 1. I'm like, no, not until 2.
I feel for you though, because it is muggy.
It is muggy. I was also noticing that your all's contracts are 13 pages long. Ours are 5. So it would be under templates, and you would need to make sure, let me move you all around. Right here, you can go to, you can switch to rooms to look at the rooms, or switch to e-signatures. Or were you familiar with this? And under the e-signatures is where you create the templates.
We've mostly been trained so far on coming through command and really seeing it from that side of things.
Okay. But so to create your own templates is where you click on here on the top right. It says switch to e-signature. And this is how you can, where you can create the templates.
Okay.
I'm not an expert in Docusign, so something I may fumble across and I'm like, oh, here it is. I know .loop like the back of my hand, and our office, if you haven't heard before, our MLS pays for our .loop, so nothing's coming out of our pockets down here. So those that are going to so nobody in our office yet has gone through Docusign, because in their minds, why would I? But we did a lot of training in teaching everybody how to do compliance, and we didn't want to overwhelm everybody to learn compliance and then learn Docusign at the same time. And to me, it's easier to convince you all should use Docusign so that you don't have to pay for .loop. But for us, since we're not paying for .loop, it's a harder sell, I should say. So I don't use it on a day-to-day basis like you all would. So, but I've seen a lot of videos and stuff. So plus I may stumble across something like here, but to create a template, you go here to click on new and create a template.
So I'm trying to follow along with you. I'm in one of our agents. I guess I'm in the same place, but I didn't go the route you went. I don't know, but I clicked on templates once I logged in. I clicked on the little circle, but I don't have that e-signature option.
Not under.
But when I click on templates at the top, it says Docusign e-signature. I assume.
But on the right here, on the right side.
It's not there. I have my preferences, switch to rooms, and log out. Oh,
okay.
You too.
Right. If it says switch to rooms, then you're in the templates.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because it was like, I didn't see the e-signature.
Yes.
All right.
If you were in the rooms, it'll say switch to e-signature.
Okay, cool.
So it's a toggle button. And then, you click on templates and you create a new template here. You call it, let's see, let me find out. Let's pick something first. I want to pick something from, so this would be something that we would upload. So if you downloaded the form and uploaded it, let me go back. Yeah, because these are templates already made or shared, like my templates and shared. I think these are the ones I just opened up or tried to do. But yeah, the last one was down here, residential property, done in October or November. Do you have, when you look in it under folders, do you have these folders also? Well, not all of them, because you wouldn't have onboarding.
Yeah, Keller Williams Consultants has provided us with quite a few. Amanda, what are you seeing on your screen? Which ones do we have?
So I'm in Alina's, and under my folders, I only have Alina's offer folder, Alina's pre-offer folder, and transaction management folder.
I created those.
Okay.
I created those, yeah.
Okay. And so from there, you can pull in the others, like the documents that you can, like if you've downloaded the form, you can upload them. Let's see. Go edit. Okay, I've got one. So let this paint. Let's see what the other said. Oh, my templates, that's what I wanted to. But you can also create via the rooms. This is from doing it from scratch. If you want to do it to the e-signature. And I think if you switch to rooms and you go to, a particular room, which that's not what you're wanting. You're wanting to create your own.
Yeah, do you think maybe we could go through, and again, Jack, if I don't want to hijack from you or anything, or take away from whatever you're hoping to get out of it, but I was wondering if maybe we could possibly upload just any PDF. It really doesn't even have to be real estate related, just some kind of PDF, and add, you know, hi, my name is Kate, on the document, and then see how we can share that. Because I think that would teach, and if Jax and Jackie are having the same kind of battle of how to customize these documents, it really doesn't, it doesn't matter which document, just even a plain PDF white piece of paper, and figure out how to add the text, which I do know how to add it, but how to share it so that it becomes a part of the document. And maybe that's that duplicating process that you're talking about, but that's what we'd like. Because I do think I know how to take the documents that KW Consultants has already provided us, add those to our folders, and I do know how to upload documents, but what I just can't figure out is how to customize them for our agents.
Right. Okay. So to create, let me upload something real quick. Create a template. Upload. Let's see. Documents. How about a plat? So let's see. Then there's nothing to do from there. So we want to put the roles in here. So we want to put agent 1, buyer 1, and buyer 2. Okay, so from there, click on next. But this is, this will still be, so add a text here that will have, add text up here. So, but we want it as a read only, because we don't want them to be able to do anything to it.
Right.
So do copy, paste, change to buyer 1.
I think that's where our disconnect was, Kate. I think we weren't changing it, like we weren't pasting, we weren't doing what Jen's doing right now.
Yeah,
No,
I didn't even
cross
think
my
about
mind.
it. I didn't even, me either, until earlier this week. And so
it was confusing because I would add that, but you can only assign it to one individual at a time. And then when you do the recipient preview, you're like, well, buyer 1 can see the text, but buyer 2 sees a blank page. Yeah.
That's what you would do. So this way I would see it because I'm on there, and all parties would see it. Now, like and you can have it, you can connect all these up to make sure that they are lined exactly right. So all I did was I highlight all of them, and then so you can make sure that they're all lined up evenly. Because if not, at the final, I'm not sure if at the very end, if the letters would be off a little bit or not.
Right, like it really would be copied and pasted, and you could see them all together in the final doc. I see.
Not sure. It may not be, because you're going to see the agent form, because the agent's on there too. Does that make sense?
I do see what you're saying. You're saying that when we get the final copy, we'll see an agent form in the those
Correct.
what's assigned. Well, no, that
Correct.
doesn't. I guess maybe I'm confused then, because if we do assign things to the buyer, the agent would see those too, even though they're not assigned to the agent, right?
Right. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this would cover yourself.
Okay. Do you mind, well, since it's your screen, do you mind showing us the recipient preview to see who all can
Here's
see
car
and what
doors.
each person sees?
Just to warn you, I hear car doors, so I'm going to mute for a second while they come in, but I will flip through it. But, well, maybe not. So agent 1, and then buyer 1. And buyer 2.
So if we were going to be sharing this later with the seller, after they've signed and we have the fully executed.
Let me let my dogs out real quick.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Loop was really easy.
Oh, wait a minute.
What'd you say, Jack? Sorry, I missed it.
This makes .loop look really easy in comparison.
Yeah, it's definitely enlightening.
Yeah. Really clunky. There's some people who say that they think Docusign is great. I'm hoping we can get there.
I know, me too. I am trying to keep an open mind, but it is
Okay, I'm back.
User friendliness is different, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the question was, so once this is signed, can anybody who sees this document see this written, right? Yeah.
So save and close, we'll save it as, and you can add whatever on each one. But like I said, I was recommending that if you only have one buyer, or if you want something for everybody, this is good. But if there's something that you want them to fill out, and also another thing down here, if you want them to fill out something, let's say buyer 1, let's see. So we want the buyer 1 to fill out this field. That you can have, instead of putting buyer 2 on there too, that you can have, come on down, this collaboration, so that you can say the recipients can collaborate. That means if buyer 1's put something wrong, buyer 2 can change it. Even though it has only buyer 1 here. That's something new also.
I guess I'm just
something new that I learned.
I guess I'm just thrown as to how it's even we're even capable at this point, because this seems so terrifying to me that I can share a document with a buyer that might not look like what the other one is signing. You know what I mean? And then you're messing with forging documents and changing documents, and that seems terrifying to me. That like if I made a mistake and didn't share it with somebody, then one individual is signing a document that might have additional text that they don't even know they're signing. Is that possible? Is that what we're working with?
Well, when you put, okay, this is as far as templates go. But if you're in a normal, like if you can change or add stuff to the documents. But this is like a template for something else, like for your own forms. But as far as under documents, let's say, that is it, like, so you don't have to put it in each time. But if I add one here into this room, I believe it's like I click on this to put in the information. That some of the stuff is already pulled in from the details that you have, but that you can go in and put in the rest of the information.
Okay, and that everybody will be able to see. I don't have to share that with the right people, and I'm not accountable. Everybody who sees this document will see what I type in there. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, because that made me real nervous. I was like, if I don't share
Now
it with
the other
everybody,
is like if you're adding texts, and you can add those, and I believe like when you get to the point where you're doing the templates for adding their signatures and stuff, that you can add text boxes in there for them to see it also. Like if you forgot to say with this document, I forgot to put, let's see. Okay, how about if let me do Main Street. Let's do the KKK. Okay. So save and close. And let's just, and when I send it, when I make it to send it out for signatures, I can realize, like, I'll go to the envelope and say I'm doing a new envelope. What was that document's name? I get residential worksheet. Okay, we don't have this document. And so I want to pull it from the room docs because I've already updated that in the room docs. And then add the recipients, pre-tagged roles. Let's see. Who all did I had Donald and Daisy in here? And put myself, then add selected. Go up here to next. That I can look like, oh, I forgot to put this in there. So I can go in and put East in there. And then I can go ahead and, yeah, I think that's right. And make it a read only so that they cannot change it. And add Donald. I did not do a copy paste. Let's do copy paste. Okay, so now let's see what the recipients, because I didn't do the agent. So the agent does not see that. So you do need to add the agents in there too. But there's seller 1 and seller 2.
so the templates that KW consultants have prepared us for on the back end of things, that's what they've done. They've probably copied and pasted so that when we do just like it seems easy to us, but we just type in 123 Main Street on the back end of things, they have it already shared to buyer 1, to buyer 2, to seller 1, to seller 2. Okay, and so that's how we, if there's not a field populated and we have to create one, we have to be able to share it with anyone who will ever see the document. And copy and paste it that way on top of it.
So when you go into if you go into the documents first, you can input all the information because they will not be able to change all this in the documents section. The only way that they would change it is like if you add in there that you want them to fill something out, you know, that you can add their information that you want them to fill out.
Yeah, I was so stuck on not necessarily having them fill out things, but just having them be able to read the document.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you. I really do appreciate the time that you spent on this. Honestly, I don't think I would have been able to come to that myself. So I appreciate it.
Me either, because I came across that before too. And I thought, surely to goodness, there's something that I'm doing wrong. And I thought, well,
Yes.
maybe I just need to put it in, maybe what I needed to do is in the documents, not in this section. Because what I was doing was, we have not, in our Docusign, we have sent our documents out, and it takes about 6 weeks for Docusign to send them back. And we have new forms, we have new, and for a while I was just playing around thinking, oh gosh, I gotta do templates for all of them. And then I'm realizing, oh no, I don't need to do that. And then our seller disclosure looks a lot different than your all's, where it has a lot of like check boxes and radio boxes and all. And but watch that video. If you have 40 minutes, that is a well worth video to watch. That might explain a little bit more also.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
And I slacked it to you, Kate, if you're on your phone. She shared it in the chat, but I just slacked it to you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Jen, I have a question.
Okay.
I mean, to me, that seems like it's disaster waiting to happen. If you can do things where only certain people can see what's on the
I mean, I'm missing part of what you're saying.
it's a little scary. So besides the fact that the .loop is owned by Zillow and that we might have to pay for it, what is the advantage of going to Docusign? Because it seems like there's more pitfalls.
Right. Well, one of the benefits, as I was saying, is the fact that one thing that .loop does not do is that, like on a seller disclosure, that they can forget to fill out, or they don't see where to fill out, like the HVAC, how old the HVAC is, how old the roof is, hot water heater. They just kind of skim over that. You know, I've seen a lot of seller disclosures, and with Docusign, they cannot go forward until they fill it out, even if it's unknown. I mean, they can type in unknown. And another thing that Docusign has, for example, like let me add on this form a radio button here. And when you do the radio buttons, it'll automatically, so that one could be a yes and one could be a no. Let's just say for giggles that this is a yes and this one's a no, okay? And then if the answer, and again, you can highlight this, even it out. That's a pretty cool feature, I think, too. But you want to have like a text box in here for it to say, if yes, then why, or if yes, explain. So what you would do is down here on the conditional logic, you can create a rule. So in this rule, you want to trigger, if this one is selected, let's see, what was that? Wait a minute. Let me highlight that again. Let me try it one more time. That create the rule that if the first one is selected, then click on that and say, so done, once you're done. So when you do it, when they go through it, if they select this one, they will get this. If they select this one, it does not. And you can make this a required field. so that, like I said, when they get it, it will go, when they select this box will come up. If they select this one's not a required field.
For property disclosures, those features are really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I really see the benefit for.
Yes, that's a major benefit. And I'm still finding more and more benefits on it, and I'm going to share them with you all, because with you, I mean, I'm liking Docusign more and more. I wish Docusign had an app like Dotloop does, but I think that they'll probably get it eventually, but not sure. But yeah, it's to the point where I'm gonna, even though we're not required to do it, I'm starting to put it into my documents too. It looks like see, I look in the chat. I don't know who all was in here today.
I was late, so I didn't have the YouTube, but now I do.
That's okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Teresa,
Okay.
did you see, your question was, where do I find it? Are you talking about the YouTube video?
Yes, because I was late. I didn't get the thread. When you're late,
Okay.
you don't get to see the previous thread. You just
Okay.
you posted it for me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I reposted it.
Thank you.
Gotcha. I just know, it's like, oh my goodness, I have 10 chats now.
Okay, so the thing that I'm curious about is, I just think I'm happy to move to Docusign. That I like. I'm sure it's great, but what I really loved about Dotloop is that you can sign from your phone, and you can't from Docusign. And I know Docusign has all these cool features, but I don't know how useful.
Are you sure Docusign, you can't sign from your phone?
I don't know. I thought that's what you said.
No, I mean, you cannot. I think it's harder to manipulate like new contracts, but I think people can sign through there.
Okay, good.
I've not tried it, so but I have DocuSign on my app. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it says edit my signature.
Yeah, you can sign with your phone, but like Jen was saying, I think it's just harder to edit your documents if you need to.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, a lot harder. It's all good.
But yeah, my plan is I'm going to be using it more and more, if nothing else, to help your all's questions and all. But do you see the difference, like right here, how this is a solid and how this is striped? That means that's a conditional one as you can go through. Teresa, did you see how we added, if you see right here?
Yes,
Did you see that part?
I did.
Did you see why? Or were you there to know why?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I came on just at that point.
Okay. I had it all minimized, so I don't know who all came in or not. But that video that is in the chat will go over both of these. I'm not sure how much in depth it goes over this, because this video right here for market centers, to do the market center templates, it goes more into depth on that one, but it goes over it. The one that I sent you is this one right here.
Okay.
It's about 40 minutes. It's well worth watching. It was really good.
Good.
And what I was saying, and I don't know if you heard it, I am planning on my Wednesdays being more for beginners. And then my goal is hopefully by Fridays to learn another cool little feature to show on Fridays to do for the more advanced fun stuff. Because I also think that if I can show you some benefits that DocuSign has, that you're more likely to use it or welcome it more.
If you can make it fun, we would be more likely to use it.
No pressure.
Don't worry, I haven't hit that funometer yet, but
Yeah.
I'll keep.
Right. Is there anything else I can show you all for your weekend?
The other day we were talking about putting forms in order to send them out.
Yes, what you would do there, okay, thank you for reminding me. You would do that before you send it out. Let me find an envelope. So let's see how many. Let me create one in this envelope. Let me add more documents. Let me add all of these documents. So before you send it out, Jack, this is where you can move them this way.
In the envelope.
In the envelope, So what they'll see first is this one, and then they'll see this one. So I don't think you can move it under documents. You just place them in there, but you can move them in the envelope.
Yeah. Good. That looks easy.
Okay. That was an easy one.
Yep. Yeah, because I couldn't move them around in documents, so it was frustrating.
Yeah, I get it, and I totally
get them to the client in the order that I want them to sign them. That's what's important.
Right. This is where you do it. And after I got your email and all stuff, it dawned on me that this is where you would do it.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. Can I help you? Anybody else have any other questions?
I think we're good.
I was able to see all of y'all a second ago.
Sorry, I'm really excited that you're doing Friday advanced classes, so I'll definitely hop on next week.
I hope I don't disappoint you.
I don't think you will. I'm already impressed.
But somebody is. Okay. Well, you all have a great weekend. Happy Memorial Day on Monday. And I'll probably see some of y'all on Tuesday. But don't forget, well, on Tuesdays, I have my, at my office, I always have Tech Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. It's going to be another link. It's not this link, but it's going to be our legacy link. And this week, I will not be featuring Docusign at least for a while on those, because our office does not do the Docusign at this time. So I'm gonna I feature right now. I'm trying to get my office, and I think you all need some more also, but to do smart plans. Each market center has what they call a vital scores, that the OPs or team leaders, whoever, can see those vital scores. And one way to bring up vital scores for both your all's market center and our market center is to do templates. Not templates, do smart plans, and to increase your contacts. So Amanda, as a admin, are you familiar with smart plans? Or do you use smart plans?
Yeah, our team uses smart plans.
Okay. And does your team have, and they want the number of contacts, if they can, the average to be over 300 contacts. So whatever, so I'm going to be concentrating some on that too, is to show people, because we have some agents that, they're high producers, but they only have 2 contacts in command. So I can show them, so their contacts are somewhere. So to see if maybe to download and upload the information. I mean, which is a simple, like, beginner's kind of thing to get it in there. But my job is to help increase those vital scores. And so smart plans and contacts are where I can help with that.
Our team is, I would say we're still in the early stages of implementing the get your contacts in command. So we're working on that. And right now the agents share their contacts with Ryan. And then that's how Kate and I manage everything, is through Ryan's command. So they have their contacts, but they share them with us, so we're able to edit everything. So yeah, I think Kate and I focus more on the smart plans right now than our agents do, but the goal, that's the end goal, I believe.
For us, for our office, only 10% of, I think only like 10 agents have a smart plan going. And we have about 80 agents. So that's not a good statistic. For you all, I'm trying to think. Let me find it. Here it is. For you all, you have 26%. So only 67 agents have a smart plan. So just increasing it some, will help the vital scores. You all of them, is like, those will help. And your all's average number of contacts per database is like 313, which you all have a 5 out of 5, so it's over 300. So you all don't need to concentrate on that, but the smart plans is definitely something that both of us can work on. So that's kind of, I think, what I'm going to focus on Tuesday.
What time is Wednesday?
1 o'clock.
Next week?
No, next week is 2 o'clock.
Okay, I have it on my calendar for 2.
Yes. I forgot why. I think Troy has another meeting at 1, or something's going on at 1.
Okay.
And so he asked me if I can do 2 o'clock next week.
Great. Wonderful. We appreciate your help.
All righty. Good talking to you. See you. Teresa, do you need my help still?
I do, but I need to go work with a client.
Okay. Well, I'm showing property from like 3 until about 4:30 in Lexington. So, I mean, if you want later tonight.
Okay.
Or any, my day tomorrow is open.
Oh, is it? Are you on your Calendly tomorrow?
I don't know, but you can just tell me. I don't care.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me help this gal real fast, and then I'm going to text you. How's that sound?
That'd be good.
Thank you. Thanks, Amanda.
Have a good weekend, guys. See ya. Thanks.
Bye. You're welcome.